think they were doing anything crazy in strategy or outplay. They just kind of did standard stuff and won. And LGD, normally the quote-unquote the better team, was unable to take game.
LGD could make. I mean, the argument that I gave in game one was that their draft was a little bit off kilter. They drafted a CK on LGD, they drafted a Lina on LGD. Heroes that haven't been seeing too much play, and probably for a good reason. And CK carry specifically has not been seeing very much play. I've seen the potential of roaming CK in other matches, but carry CK I don't think is in a good place right now.
Alright, let me give you a quick question about Batrider. I think just off the games that we saw today, he hasn't actually been too impressive, right? Which is pretty rare to say about that particular hero. He's been in the meta for such a long time, always a big powerhouse, but at least judging from the games today, even in the games that he's won, it didn't feel like he's had the biggest impact.
Now, I don't want to sound too dramatic, but I think he might actually be balanced now. I know it's a crazy thought, but it seems like if Batrider gets the initiation, then things will go his way. But if Batrider is not allowed to initiate, then he's not really that good.
Well, no, here's the thing, right? In that middle team fight, he did get the initiation on Burning. They did get the kill on Burning. It's just that the Slaughter 4-man crush follow-up from XSS was
true
backbreaking. So, I mean, in that particular scenario, we saw Batrider do his bread and butter. It's just that it feels like Slaughter or Axe or what have you has maybe even a higher ceiling.
Especially because, like you were saying in these previous series, we're seeing Slaughter being played in a much less farm-oriented position. Oh, hey, it's this Legion Commander I've been hearing so much about.
Yes.
Oh, it's on IG, actually.
Right.
But yeah, I've been seeing the clockwork in the previous series as well. It's heroes that can initiate, but also are useful at other stages, like in the early laning phase of the game as well. Whereas Batrider, yeah, he's great in the lane, but not so much as a support. In the very first series that we saw, it was a Batrider with Firefly who was kind of running around doing some stacks in the jungle, kind of venturing into a lane to bother people, but not nearly as much as a Clockwork or Slaughter could do.
It was XZ. And
that's right.
He played it so well that he was able to actually farm Blink Dagger just off of his roams and kills before his like offlane, I think Slaughter it was in that game, was able to. So it definitely has its ups and downs, and you could make the same statement about, let's say, a support Slaughter or a support Axe or what have you. If you get enough bounty runes, you will get that early blink and come online. But we got an IO support, and the last time I've seen Boboka on this particular hero, it was all sorts of terrible. I remember he relocated Burning on top of a cliff one time, and Burning was stuck there. There was a time I would say that he was one of the best IO players in China, but that title has quickly been snatched away from him after multiple games of misplay. So I wonder if he's practiced the hero. It's definitely a very big game here against LGD, and we'll see if he's going to be playing it up to standard.
Yeah, IO showed up in one game earlier in a series and
Twice.
Did not really. Was it really twice?
Yeah.
And it was such a little impact on the second time that I don't even remember it.
It was both times against LGD, and LGD both times picked Tiny against it. Like that's their kind of
that's right.
the go-to answer, right? Just walk up to Tiny with Shadow Blade or Blink, and you just insta-burst that hero. So it will surprise me greatly if LGD does not pick a Tiny. Maybe not right now. Maybe kind of like 4th or 5th pick. But maybe has been performing on the hero game in and game out, and he's been super good on it.
At the same time, I would like to see an IO actually succeed for once, because whenever I saw the talents, one of the best talents I thought were on IO, because I believe level 10 or level 15 is an HP regen per second talent, and level 20 is a mana regen per second talent, and both of those seemed amazing, because a lot of the times IO struggles to kind of, after the laning phase, the regen doesn't seem as critical with overcharge. But, I mean, that's because everyone always has the dream of maybe I'll get a heart on IO or something like that. The thing is that I haven't seen a Midas IO, and I feel like I would like to see that.
You know, those talents look good on paper, but I'm not sure whether I would think that they're that good because for me, IO, you want burst regen, right? You want burst mana and HP regen because it's about the fights. Like having full HP bar and full mana bar is obviously always great, and in turn your ally will always have a very decent HP and mana pool. But I don't know. I think it's about, you know, spamming overcharge, popping the magic wand, bottle, urn, mech, what have you. And I'm not sure if that helps.
I feel like burst heal is more important in the early to mid game. Like mech and fairy fire obviously have like a big impact on IO in being able to turn fights around, but like just being able to statically keep a target healed up, like when they're sieging a tower or something, by just keeping overcharge enabled and not like falling to critical HP all the time. Well, I feel like that makes a big change on how IO can play late game.
In this game in particular, right, they have both. You got the press the attack for some sort of burst heal with tether, and you have the healing ward. So if the game goes pretty well for IG, they can actually have a very good kind of a mid-game pushing going for them. It does surprise me quite a bit that Ancient Apparition is really not considered as a hero. I think there's more reason to consider it this game because you got Weaver to go alongside, right? You put that chilling touch, and the Gemini tag gets to go to work. But at the same time, you have both Weaver. I imagine the Weaver is a support here. Then you have a Weaver support and an AA support that has absolutely no lockdown. So I don't think the two will be great together, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there as a hero that does very well against these strategies that you see pop up so often. The kind of like heal, lots of heal strats.
Yeah, I would love to see that, to be honest, but I don't think it's going to happen. Which I don't know what AA's talents were either. They must not be very good.
I think I have like one AA game. I think level 25 you get like more chilling touch damage for your friends.
Yeah, you can get 80 chilling touch damage, or you get 3 charges of cold feet.
Oh, that sounds pretty great.
Actually, AA's talents look good. Level 10 you can get 8% spell amp or 60 gold per minute.
60 gold.
Level 15 you can get 25 health regen per second or 15 int.
Oh, I remember actually selecting that one. I was like, ooh, 25 HP regen. It seems pretty good until I realized, wait, I really shouldn't be ever needing this. Yeah, I shouldn't be in the middle of the fight. And normally you build Triangle Boots on him anyways. I guess that allows you to skip it, but then that's a level 15 talent. Are you going to skip Triangle Boots so you can have a level 15 talent? I don't know. That's true. Alright, we're kind of getting derailed here, as I don't think AA will be selected. So I'm expecting Weaver and Venge as the 2 supports, but it could be Weaver offlane and the Batrider support. We saw that earlier today.
It would be nice if these two would lane together, though, because Swarm plus this Wave of Terror means a lot of these targets. Like, Legion Commander is famously tanky, and she can, I guess, press the attack off the Wave of Terror, but she'll still have to kill the Swarm bug, which I guess with the boosted attack speed wouldn't be too big of an issue. Okay, never mind. These two shouldn't lane together.
I mean, I think they should gang together, that's for sure.
They should gang together, yes, definitely.
Yeah. So IG is expecting one of these 2 heroes to be an offlaner, as they do take out the Templar Assassin. I guess they haven't really watched the Tiny replays. Like, what do you think about Tiny in this draft for LGD to round it off?
Well, LGD doesn't seem to really have a solid mid-hero drafted yet, and maybe he's been taking Tiny mid every time. The only thing is that if they do send IO Juggernaut both mid, then Tiny will have a hell of a time trying to get anything done. And part of the reason why maybe he's so effective on his Tiny mid is because he gets a very, very fast Shadow Blade.
Ooh, it's going to be OD instead. The last 2 games we saw Tiny, it was against the Mirana, which is not exactly the best laner, and against a Juggernaut, right, played by Super. And Juggernaut got decimated in that matchup, but we're going to see an OD instead, which, pretty good versus Duel, pretty good versus Omni Slash, I suppose. There's a lot of defense here from, I guess, both sides now. It should be kind of an exciting back and forth team fight in these kind of games.
Yeah, I feel like this is actually a really good Blink Dagger OD game, because if he can manage to jump behind and like Astral the IO,
or kill the IO,
or kill the IO, yeah, that could cause a lot of issues for IG's draft, because right now it does seem like they are kind of dependent on this IO. Juggernaut by himself, well, I guess Legion Commander and Juggernaut, they're both competent carries, but Like, Rubik is not able to do enough to keep these two heroes in a fight.
Ooh.
Storm Spirit, on the other hand, could help.
You know, before the Storm was picked up, I was thinking, was this an anti-mage game with a Juggernaut mid? I mean, you got Burning on the hero.
Oh man,
But,
that would have been amazing.
Yeah, like against OD is not bad, but instead we're gonna see Burning on Juggernaut instead. We got Storm Spirit by OP mid. How do you feel about Storm in this particular patch as a hero? Because you do have the Quick Shrine as a way to get back all your lost mana and go back to work.
You do, but I feel like a lot of Storm Spirit's strength also came out from being able to push out the mid lane very quickly and like be a rune dominator.
Okay.
Especially like with Ball Lightning.
You still can be.
You still can be, but it's not. I don't know. I feel like Storm was definitely one of the heroes that benefited substantially from the Bounty Rune introduction and there being 2 runes. Because really, he just cared about the mana. He did not care about what rune he got, unless if it was a regen. But that's just gravy.
Now, normally you'll say that Shrine won't be enough to restore mana for Storm Spirit, at least in the mid game, but you gotta tether on top of that. So full
True.
mana every single time. Then feels good.
Yeah, and by himself, I wouldn't feel confident with the Storm Spirit, but if you can jump in on relocate ganks, if you can help out on duels, that helps Storm Spirit get a real solid foothold in the game, and it makes it not as difficult to make the decision between an Orchid and a Bloodstone. I feel like OP can feel pretty confident going for a Bloodstone first item this game.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Now, last game, for the lack of better description, I really think that LGD shot themselves in the foot. And that's why they threw away their game. So that's going to be the thing that I'm looking out for. Are they going to be making any major mistakes? Or are they going to be the LG that we've been seeing today, which is essentially crushing teams after teams after teams? And will IG be the team that kind of prevails over LG?
Well, IG definitely has a very, very snowbally lineup. Storm Spirit, Legion Commander, and IO Relocates all say that once we start getting some control, we're going to keep control.
By the way,
LGD, yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. Have you ever played Legion in the new patch and got the level 25 talent for the plus 40 dual damage?
I've seen it. In fact, I saw a screenshot of some Legion with like 800 dual damage or something.
Yeah.
It was pretty obscene.
Shane tweeted a game where he finished Legion. He had like over 1,000 dual damage. It was like...
That was the one. Yeah, I saw that. Did
Yes.
he win though?
I mean, it doesn't matter. You already like
No,
won in
of course
morale
it doesn't matter.
and like when you get over, that's just dual damage, right? Like, kind of crazy.
The thing is that 25% cooldown reduction is also really nice on a Legion Commander, so I don't think it's like a guaranteed choice at 25 on Legion.
I don't know. When you're getting to that late, you just need something that could drastically affect the game, and 40 damage per duel is, what do we say,
Or
Dragon League?
multiple duels,
Yeah.
multiple overwhelming odds, multiple press the
Uh,
attacks.
I don't know. Anyways, I think you were making a smart point. I just cut you off. If you still remember that
No,
point.
I was just jabbering. I was just saying that LGD probably, like, it's going to be dependent on this Luna, how relevant they stay in the late game. Because early game, I'm giving the favor heavily to IG, unless this Weaver gets, like, godlike rotations, which he did in that previous series.
Now earlier, we saw OP going for the more Astral build versus the Ember Spirit. I think we're gonna see maybe going for more of the. Sorry, he went for more of the Orb build. I think we're gonna see more of an Astral build this game because there's no Flame Guard here to block damage.
Yeah, Storm Spirit has a much harder time
Oh
against
god!
Astral.
Look at what's happening to Victoria. They just got a First Blood.
First blood stains the banners.
Legion Commander's super hyped about that first blood.
Did you see the beginning of that fight?
I didn't. I saw the overwhelming odds finish it, though.
Boboka and XSS both essentially just right-clicked on Weaver. And because of their movement speed, they just chased Weaver down, and Weaver thought he could, you know, he wouldn't be chased down. He Sakuchi in the very last second, but, you know, that's when overwhelming odds gets the kill, so. Damn, man. Weaver giving away a First Blood, that's definitely not how you want to start.
No, definitely not against this lane as well. XSS, if he manages to, like, IO doesn't need to stick around. If XSS can manage to, I guess, get a few items, like boots. Oh, he already has boots.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's in really good shape. If he gets, like, raindrops and stuff like that, VS cannot bully out a Legion Commander.
I mean, I agree with you that he doesn't need to stay there, but honestly, does he need to go elsewhere? Because I think the lanes
No,
overall...
okay, so what I meant is, like, once he gets items, then Io doesn't need to stay here.
Okay.
Like, XSS is in real deep right now. Io can help out.
Io is not helping out right now. Okay, he will come. In fact, might even come around and turn. I mean, Elysian actually, with the new change of the overwhelming odds, super good against Trilings.
Oh, yeah. Like, Undying used to be, like, the go-to anti-Trilane hero. I think Legion Commander's up there now.
I mean, Undying is more of the support option, but as a core, if you're guaranteed to get to, like, level 3 or 4, like, LC is no joke.
Yeah, and she's level 3.25 right now.
Yep.
The reason I want Io to leave is because I think the Stormseer might need some help in the mid lane. Because, I mean, you can't rely on jungle stacks anymore as a Storm Spirit, and especially with all these odd-numbered camps.
Yeah.
So if you fall behind, that's another reason why I don't really like Storm Spirit too much in the current patch. Because he can't recover as easily.
Yeah, and he is falling behind. He's gonna come back here with a creep wave on him? No. Looks like his creep wave will arrive just in time.
And he has his bottle. And the shrine is active for him if he wants to go hit it up, which looks like he's going to do. But, I mean, Odie is still going to be having a grand old time. He's 17-9 right now, compared to the Storm Spirit's 12-3. It's not too big of a difference, but it's just going to get bigger and bigger once maybe gets more points into Astral and Essence Aura.
Yo, did you see how he actually popped that shrine? The efficiency. He put his no talisman in his backpack, and immediately he put it back on his actual inventory.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that.
And then he uses the shrine with that 6 seconds. As soon as he's done with the shrine, he gets the item back, which... Alright, other math nerds out there will be as hype as I am, but I couldn't explain it well enough.
No, you'll probably enjoy this. If you're playing a support and you have Tranquil Boots, just quickly backpack and restore your boots.
I tried that. It's still a very long time. I'd rather just still drop it on the ground.
Oh man, mid lane. Swarm in onto OP, and Bad Rider comes in as well.
Yep. And Bubblegum might actually just die. No, he has to tether to the other direction, but the Firefly's still going, the Napalm's still going as well, just seeing. Taking a tower hit a little bit there, and we'll back it up.
That was extremely well timed. I didn't even realize the Bad Rider was coming in to join the party. I know Victoria picked up the Bounty Rune in the Radiant secondary jungle, so it was a well-timed rotation. And despite giving First Blood, I'm confident that Victoria's going to do another solid performance on this support Weaver.
Yep. I mean, his job this game is to be a big nuisance to both Rubik as well as Weaver. Sorry, Rubik and then Io, excuse me. And also to snipe that healing ward whenever he sees the opportunity to do so. One of the more mobile here on the team. And speaking of which, healing ward snipe, there you go.
Yep. Though it's still a push, and the tower's gonna get denied, unfortunately.
Siege unit.
Oh,
got him.
Hero Catapult. What a player.
I think it has something to do with the Fable by Q as well. They like reduce everyone's right click damage. It's like, wait, we're actually not denying this building.
So a really fast tier 1 for
top lane.
IG.
Tether and the balls onto Ame. They don't get the kill, but good damn harass here onto Ame.
Luna's still topping the last hit chart, so she's still being able to farm, but Legion Commander is like feeling extremely confident in this lane.
Yeah, challenging a low pull here as well. Bubblecup, gotta be careful here. Oh, that is a dead Bubblecup. No, pops a Fairy Fire, the Astral's gonna get him. And now they're gonna focus on XSS. SSX wants to man-fight out of this. Yeah, I don't know about that one, but Rubik comes in. And Ahmed looking for that Lucent Beam, but unable to get the vision, even with the night vision bonus.
I don't really know if it was worth that OD going for the Astral on the IO. I feel like if they had gone for the Astral on the Legion Commander, they could have gotten that kill, and that's a much more valuable kill.
That's a fair point. And now XSS getting healed backed up. Do they actually want to... They don't have duel available, so...
No, they don't, but they have Telekinesis. Q is waiting here. Has the mana for a Fade Bolt and Telekinesis in about 1 more second, but... Luna's too low to farm confidently, and VS is going to go back as well. It looks like they're all going to go to this mid lane shrine.
I think one of the most dangerous thing is to underestimate a LC that hasn't hit level 6 yet. You're like, oh, he doesn't have duel, he doesn't have any kill potential. I actually want to say that one of his best spells right now is Overwhelming Odds. Like, you land on 2 heroes, the movement speed in conjunction with tether will allow him to just run down a lot of the heroes, especially when you don't have a max HP pool and it isn't expecting it. So.
Yeah, and yet again though, I was saying this about the CK last game, and I kind of feel the same thing about the Legion this game. I'm surprised that they're not opting for any of the cheap damage items or the cheap utility items like Orb of Venom, Windlace, Blightstone. I feel like any one of those would be good. Top lane, down goes the IO. Now Via's gonna stun? No, it's down.
Oh, that is a 4-man! Ooh, he is getting pushed back regardless, but looks like he was able to pick up a kill on the Weaver, but I think he might die as a result. The beam's gonna hit. Q is getting tower dove upon. No, he's gonna survive. Omni Slash from burning all 3 slashes onto Ame, and that should be an easy crit kill. Dude, how much damage is he hurting for? Apparently a lot. A glove of haste.
Lucky crit, yeah, and a glove of haste and the overcharge from the IO helping to finish that off. Really nice rotation from Burning to come follow that up.
You think he's going for help?
Yeah, he is. Helm, Juggernaut. Okay, let me think about this one. He doesn't really need the HP regen. The attack speed is nice. The stats are nice.
I mean, the bigger question is it better than Yasha? And I'm not sure where there is. Like, you better get a lot of mileage out of the neutral thing.
I guess he can dominate an Alpha Wolf and then have crits for days.
That's true, I guess.
But I don't know about that.
I mean, Yasha works so well with your phase and your spin.
Yeah, but I guess the flip side is that Helm is more of a, like, it's gonna help out this Legion Commander. It's gonna help out this Storm Spirit because of the auras. So, I mean, if they feel like 5-manning with this Healing Ward and IO, Helm definitely is much more push-oriented item.
No, so far they're doing just that. They are banishing Burning. And I think just trying to get in position for a lasso or something, but...
If there was a time to do it, it was then, because IO does not have 6 yet, so relocate defensive is not an option quite yet. But
well, they have press the attack, so...
Oh, that's true, yeah. Although, can she press the attack magic immune allies?
Good question. I'm pretty sure yes, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, I'm not positive.
So you're thinking like bait out the spin, then lasso him, and then he can't press.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like a lot of hoops to jump through.
It is, but most Juggernauts I feel will be pretty skittish if they get like astraled, because they're like, well, I don't want to get magic missiled, I don't want to get, you know, lucent beamed, so I'm just gonna spin out.
Right. We're gonna see a 3-man smoke gank here. OP for the first time will join as teammates in the engagement. And of course, XSS does have access into his duel. But XZ already in position for a defensive swap. There you go. And are they actually going to be enough to save him? Duel! Yeah, they get the kill. OP needs to make it out alive. And here comes Victoria with that swarm. He wants the IO first. In fact, Victoria might be in a little bit of trouble. OP needs to jump out. And he will. No, he actually makes a short jump, gets a little bit of damage. And now here comes Burning in the fight. He wants maybe getting a little bit of HP back from his magic stick. It's not going to be enough. Burning, moving fast, hitting hard. Omni Slash finds Chasing, double kill for the big man. And Victoria, I guess he just needs to TP out. Another big engagement here being won by LGD, or sorry, by IG.
Poor Victoria took so much damage after coming in for the TP because, like you said, his objective should be trying to kill the healing ward of Juggernaut as soon as he finds it. He saw it, but the problem is he only had a quarter HP and he could not go in to kill it. If IG didn't have that healing ward, LGD would have definitely gotten some kills, at least on the Legion Commander or the IO, but if you can't kill the healing ward, then there's so much HP regen.
Well, I'm so surprised that LC gave up the chase on the Weaver. Weaver had no mana for Sakuchi. Hit him with the overwhelming odds, and I think had enough movement speed to run him down, but I guess he didn't want to chase through too much fog and whatnot.
Yeah, and I mean, this Legion Commander... Oh, she's only 2 in 1, never mind. So I thought if she was on a spree, it wouldn't be worth risking that for a support Weaver, because if Weaver does manage to get like 1 or 2 items, his support potential can be a lot better. Bot lane. Burning. Not gonna spin out, and he takes quite a bit of damage.
Oh,
XXC is here.
Yep. Healing ward goes
Swap
down.
is up.
He needs to go to this tower
Relocate's coming in, though.
I don't know about that one. He's gonna die regardless. The question is, how much do you get out of it? They actually duel up Ame, and Ame probably will go down, but no! The healing the Astro will be enough. I think they Astro the IO in that fight, and he popped out during the duel, dealing more damage to the LC. So Ame, did he win the duel? Yes, he did. That goes a long way, dude.
Yeah, not the relocate gank. I don't know if Legion had the mana for overwhelming odds or if she used it. If she did, I would have imagined that was actually like a really good idea, but I don't know. It just didn't seem to do very much damage. And LGD doesn't really have like heals. Nothing like IG. So I'm surprised that went so poorly.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine he had full mana because he came in with the IO. IO generally very good at giving you at least decent mana. The question is whether she used it or not, and I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Just a little bit of recovery for LGD. They managed to even out the net worth. It was slightly going into the favor of IG, but now it's about 0 mid lane. We got a Vortex. We got a Hadouken.
Yo.
We got a dead OD.
burning there, even though he's not there. Doing work.
Does he get assist gold though? That's the real problem.
I don't think so, right? It's just in
no, he
the
doesn't.
nearby AoE. Yeah.
Right.
I was checking the team fight recap to see whether he did damage, but it did not log it, so shame.
There's no justice.
Yeah.
Dealing some damage. Jixing, however, has Blink Dagger and Lasso. The thing is that Relocate is also up, Press the Attack is also up.
Yeah. I think Jixing's role this game shouldn't be the initiator, but more so as a counter initiator, because it's just too easy for Press the Attack or Relocate to just break up your combination. Whereas if the enemy team is initiating and you then jump into surprise or backstab, I think it has a much higher success rate.
Yeah, but chances are, if IG is initiating, it's with something like the Storm Spirit, who will be dancing around and make life difficult for a Bad Rider to grab them.
No, you don't grab him, but you grab like Io or Rubik in the back line, and or maybe even the Juggernaut. But
if you can get the positioning, more power to him, but that's a
Right.
tough call. And he might be going for just that right now. He's in the river while the rest of his team is defending. Has an Invis rune activated, so he can get a little bit closer. But the problem is, he doesn't know if they have sentry wards for Weaver up.
And for IG, they just don't need to start anything. No, they want to start things off. Where's the defensive relocate? There is nothing! And the Eclipse, plus the Astra, will get him dead. Burning will spin his way out. Looks like the relocate was used regardless.
Oh my god, that overwhelming odds.
And yep, he's dead.
Burning has Omni Slash. Oh, Q doesn't drag him closer to Burning.
Oh, XZ will actually get grabbed up. They actually Astro him up. Burning still has Omni Slash. Can still go
Phase
for a
moves
little bit
up,
more.
he's chasing in. What the range?
No Astro there, and now OP used the rest of his mana pool to jump forward, but does not get vision on Victoria. Q drops a Sanctuary looking for the lift. You know, I was somewhat confused whether some of those Astros were Qs or ODs, right?
Oh yeah, that's famously a case with Rubik games.
Yeah.
The thing is that I think OD has the Immortal. So if you see the default Astral, it's Rubik's.
Okay.
If you see the weird gold one, it's OD's.
Yeah, I mean, like,
If
you
you
just
see a dead hero, it's Rubik who steals Oh no, he doesn't steal Security, he gets Swarm instead.
that is such a
Rip.
great play. Whenever you play against Rubik as Weaver, that's what you should do, right? You just jump in and you always swarm. You don't give him the steal. Meanwhile, OP trying to go for the kill. One more right click. Ooh.
Oh.
Cool guys don't look at explosion. I don't know exactly what he died to, but he died.
Yeah,
there.
it felt like an Orchid kill or something like that, but OP does not have an Orchid.
There
He's
was
still
no
going for the
dots
Bloodstone.
there. What the hell killed him?
I have no idea.
Oh, the swarm. The swarm.
Oh, the Stolen Swarm. Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Well, there you
So
go.
it actually ended up paying off. Chekhov's Swarm.
Alright, my cat is walking on my shoulder right now. I don't know why.
Adorable.
He's sitting on me.
Ganked by a bounty hunter.
Get off. Okay.
Do
So,
it.
I gotta say, this has really been a pretty bad game for Victoria, right? Like, if you're looking to convince a new player to go like support Weaver, I don't think this is the replay you show him.
He had that solid rotation on mid, but Bat Rider was also there. If it was just the Weaver and the OD, then I would have been more impressed. But yeah, right now Victoria's having a very tough time, and I'm not surprised. It's very difficult for a Weaver to get in on this team.
Yeah, and because he hasn't had the items to really back up his mid game transition, like you'll start feeling very lost in terms of what you're supposed to be doing, right? Because you're too squishy to just run up in the front line. You don't do enough damage even at this point to like just kill Rubik or Io on your own.
By this time, last game he was playing Spore Weaver, he had the medallion completed. By
Right,
now.
and he was working towards Axe or something.
Exactly. The thing is that by the time this time he completes the medallion, I'm not even sure if he'll feel comfortable casting it a lot of the times.
No, he skipped the medallion. He's gone for Urn, which, given the nature of this game, might just be a better choice.
Oh, Eclipse in on the Dire Jungle. Duel comes out. Relocate as well. That's a dead Luna.
Almost won the duel.
Turnaround.
XZ? Bubble Cut? No, not going to survive that one. And Victoria does do the whole backline sliding thing. Meanwhile, XSS might go down. He's going to man-fight this. Victoria is going to get some help. Ooh, great jump away here by Victoria. But there's going to be a pull under a Sentry Ward. XSS, armlet toggling, getting a little bit of healing ward. Victoria needs a Sakuchi, and he will. And that shall be it. The 3 cores will survive. And that is a great exchange for IG.
Really nice relocate gank. I don't think that XSS would have gotten the dual win off if it wasn't for the relocate. And the fact that they managed to pick off a VS and a Bat Rider on top of that is just perfect.
Yep.
There's no reason not to challenge it if you're LGD. It was 4 heroes in there, but I mean, like, they got the kill on the IO and they got the kill on the Rubik. Thing is that those aren't cores.
I mean, normally when you take such deep fight in the enemy jungle, you expect them to reinforce faster than you do. But relocate is, you know, the game changer there, and I gotta say, I really like IG's pacing of this game. It's like, they just farm for a minute and a half, and then when they have the Juggernaut ult, they just go gank, and then they just rinse and repeat. And as a result, their net worth is climbing steadily. Whereas for LGD, they have similar sets of cooldown with Eclipse, but they just don't have the similar level of initiation. They don't have relocate, they don't have storm jump, so much harder for them to take advantage of their cooldowns. And IG is pulling ahead because of it.
Yeah, the cooldown game is going to get even lower. Legion Commander has completed a Blink Dagger, it's coming in on the Courier, and OP has completed his Bloodstone on the Storm Spirit, so they might not even need to be dependent on the relocate anymore, or the Omni Slash. They are locked and loaded for a smoke gank. They don't know that Dire's in the Rosh pit right now, though, so they're going to get that for free.
And this Aegis is super important. That whole relocate kind of sneaky guerrilla warfare style that they've been doing, that is no longer an option. Because I don't think you could just relocate into an enemy jungle to kill Luna anymore, given the fact that she has Aegis. She's going to come in a second time, and her allies is going to arrive, and that's when things get a little bit hairy for IG. So I think IG has to cool the jets for the next 5 minutes.
The thing is that if you give Luna an Aegis, the idea is that, well, you can kind of leave her to her own devices now. They still don't feel safe doing that. LGD is still following her around, despite her having the Aegis.
I think they want to
just
push
this tier 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, I don't even know if they can defend actively against this. Overwhelming odds is going to be a big issue. Storm Spirit can just bop in and out, and they don't really have any lockdown for them.
Oh, boom! There goes your creep wave.
There goes your creep wave, yeah.
Maybe we'll tank it up in the front line a bit. I do believe XZ's the one that got the medallion instead, which a very good medallion hero still.
Bat Rider going for
Firefly.
A long way around.
Sees Q.
Q.
No, he wants LC instead, but the Omni Slash is right there. They don't actually get all the bounces on him. The Astral used defensively. Meanwhile, looks like it was a relocate on the back line. Storm jumps in. Looks like Io's the one that goes down. Aegis already dies. Duel picks out the Bat Rider, and guess what? The Bat Rider, sorry, Ame, is under the tower next to all of these heroes. Io bought back, and that was 3 kills, 4 if you count the Aegis. I wish I have an instant replay to watch that team fight. But Bat Rider initiated, and I do believe Burning just chopped him down, or at least close to it. And of course, the relocate on the back line. You said Eclipse was useless? It seemed pretty good.
Yeah, well, right now, IG just read LGD like a book. They initiated on the Legion Commander, dragged her back, but like you said, Juggernaut immediately jumped in and started chopping down the Bat Rider. Bat Rider backed out. But then Luna the only target available for Eclipse was the Juggernaut, who was in a Blade Fury. Meanwhile, in the back of the fight was a relocated Storm Spirit, who was just wrecking shop on all the supports. No chance for a swap, no chance for any like big swarm damage to accumulate, and LGD just got torn apart.
And I think because the Astro from the OD went on the Batrider to try to save him, they didn't have it for the Luna. And Luna just died kind of way too fast. Alright, Victoria going for some rune steals. Cheeky stuff, but not going to be able to do anything. And 2 games in a row now, Burning sitting very comfortably on the highest net worth chart. People say this guy can't carry anymore, they call him the burden, but looking pretty decent if you ask me.
Yeah, mad decent right now. He's not joining in with his team, so some old habits do die hard right now, but he's not necessary.
I mean,
of his team is doing a grand old time.
I think he's there at every single fight. Look at his stats, right? He's 7-1-7. He's in 14 of
he's
the...
showing up when's necessary, and it's not even dependent on relocate ganks. Burning was there immediately to jump on the Batrider as soon as Legion Commander got lassoed.
So I wouldn't say he's just like doing the whole AFK farm thing. He's there when he has the cooldowns to be there, and he's walking on fire. He doesn't care. Oh, what?
Oh no!
How did the tower just knife him?
It's world-class tower aggro.
I thought it should just hit the heroes.
Yeah, but this creep wasn't a real creep. If it was a real creep, I think it would have aggroed that.
That's super unfortunate.
Yeah, they're still gonna get this tower though. And right now, Dire's not even going to be able to successfully push this because all you need is a Legion Commander to stop another enemy push.
Well, Bernie's got Manta style, Diffusal Blaze, so already could chop down just about anybody in a straight up 1v1 fight. Things will get worse if you get Basher on top of this, or I actually think he goes Blink as his next item choice.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a Blink earlier, but at any stage it's going to be really useful. Like I was saying during the drafting phase, I thought OD Blink would be really good. For the same reasons, I think Juggernaut Blink would be extremely strong.
Yeah. Especially because of the lead that he has, he could just Blink on top of, let's say, Venge on the back line, and just start going on her, and what the hell is she going to do? Like, she has no response to a Juggernaut going on her.
Yeah, and I guess part of the danger of being a Blink Juggernaut is like after the Omni Slash ends, you're kind of in an odd position. But once he's in Blade Fury, no one on LGD really does very much damage to him. OD doesn't do very much. Luna doesn't really have any items to do anything. And Batrider and Weaver are not dealing damage right now to a Juggernaut who's in Blade's Fury.
Alright, let me paint you a scenario, right? LGD, they are losing the game right now pretty hard, but they hold their high ground for like the next 10 to 15 minutes. Victoria then completes an Aghanim Scepter. Can that be the game changer? Like, it doesn't necessarily add any more damage, and damage is something that they sorely need, but definitely protect your OD or your Batrider or your Luna from an Omni Slash. And that might be something they could use to turn around the fight. Actually, might not even take 10 minutes. He's like 900 go away.
I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference, though. The reason it worked so well in the previous game is because the enemy team had to spend a ton of resources to burn through Tiny's HP. They had to burn a lot of cooldowns, they had to lose a lot of HP. In this match, IG does not have to burn very many important cooldowns, and they have heals for days, which means that if someone does manage to get back all their HP, it's okay. Just do it again. You didn't really spend that much the first time.
I would agree with you, except for the Stormster. Stormster would need to spend quite a bit of his mana, right, to do damage. So
he would, but he has 16 Bloodstone charges, and he's working on this Orchid. So he probably has enough for a dual life OD. Because his OD does not have very much HP. It's 1200 HP. Yeah. Tiny in the previous game had like 2000 HP. Luna does not have very much HP. She's actually surprisingly tanky.
I think things will get better for LGD once they have the BKB completed in conjunction to that time lapse. And here comes the BKB being activated. He's looking for Ame, but the arms are not long enough for XS, and that's just a 10 second BKB usage. LGD thinking about fighting around this. He's been jumping on the LC every single time, the Batrider, but looks like he's unable to find the right target there. Burning hanging around a little bit. In fact, he gets jump here. Do you have enough burst damage? Press the attack after Blink. And now the fight goes the other direction. Storm jumps in from the backline. Ooh, gets silenced immediately. And now maybe it looks like they swap him on the low ground. But
Eclipse.
Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is with the Stolen Eclipse. Q. It's going to get burned down as well. Interesting fight. They will lose maybe. And, oh my god, the Omni Slash is doing so much damage.
Duel's still up. Okay,
the duel is going to go on the Batrider instead. Batrider will go down for sure. Oh, Stormster jumps in from a mile away. That was really a chaotic fight, but Luna was able to survive, and I guess sort of lucky Weaver survives as well.
However, LGD do lose a gem from that Bat Rider dual death, so
Ooh.
that's kind of significant.
I did not
And they
catch
did
that
kill
part.
Storm Spirit, so he did lose a lot of Bloodstone charges, but he managed to get one back by coming in during the tail end of the duel.
He just teleported to his shrine, right, and just like jump across the river.
Yeah, and he didn't activate it. Otherwise, that would have been a sick play if he activated the shrine to get some extra mana while jumping in, but yeah, that's what he did.
Okay. Well, Radiant will be taking down some shrines and probably gonna go put an Aegis on that storm, and on paper that should be the nail on the coffin. But we'll see.
Yeah, Odie got a pretty solid Sanity's Eclipse off that game. I mean, that fight. And so Storm Spirit's, I guess, the potential to dance around the fight wasn't as good. I think he actually had an Arcane Rune active during that fight as well. But
He got
it
orchided
wasn't-
by maybe. Maybe he has an orchid on his OD.
Oh, okay, that must have been
Yeah,
it then.
not something you see too often. Oh, they see XSS. No, they want to go for the Rubik instead. That's a quick kill. I wonder if they did not have vision on LC. Probably not, because I think
Yeah,
almost
Bat Rider has
definitely.
worse day vision.
Yeah, almost definitely that would have been the target instead.
Still don't get the gem back though. In fact, who is it on right now?
Storm.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
I was
good.
gonna say before that big team fight broke out, if you have BKB on both OD and Luna, and you're able to time lapse, I'm gonna say LGD has a shot. I don't think they're gonna win the next team fight by a landslide or anything, but
BKBs do change the equation quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think that LGD should do this. They should kind of
Turtle.
chaperone maybe, yeah, while he's farming up his BKB, because they definitely don't want to fight if maybe he doesn't have his BKB. If he does, and if Weaver has his AG, which he does have completed now, things could get different.
He's
Especially around this Roche pit.
man, this is gonna be a hell of a fight around the Roche Pit. Neither team have too much vision. Both team has one ward on the south of the Roche Pit. I think the critical thing is that LGD does not have a shrine here anymore. Remember that previous team fight by LFY? Medusa bought back but no shrine to TP to?
Ooh. OP needs to calm down. If he got silenced, that could have been very bad.
Oh, he doesn't have his BKB either. Now, LGD could just go into the pit right now. They have so much minus armor.
Could. It's risky as all hell.
They'll go away. Man, right now you would give money to have like a Tinker or a Prophet to push out some of the other lanes. But
Yeah, they're trying it with these Jug Manta illusions, but that's not quite the same thing.
yeah. I think that the top lane that... Oh. There's a ghost inside Roche?
Yeah, he tried to deny the Invis rune, but it's okay. The Ghost is doing its job, just there to keep Roche company.
Yep. And both teams now moving as a pack of 4 or 5. I think there's less incentive for IG to do that because the percent chance of LGD going for a big gank or dive is quite low, but you know, just 2 minutes ago they made a 5-man smoke gang against the Rubik, so there's always that chance.
Yeah, and now maybe he's getting closer and closer to that BKB. He still needs probably like another 2 minutes before he has it, though.
Okay. Does LG have true sight on them still? There's
No,
one sentry
they're
on
just-
XC.
Yeah, they're just putting sentries all over the place.
The reason I'm asking is there's a glimmer on the Rubik as well, and
Ah.
when you need
Yeah,
to
no,
focus
that,
on people.
that could be an issue.
Yeah.
Yo, this is tense.
Yeah. Nobody's doing anything, but that actually makes it more tense. As oh, these Juggernaut illusions are definitely pushing on the bottom wave. Somebody has to tend to that soon.
Problem is, who do you send? All of LGD's heroes are incredibly important for this fight.
Yeah.
Maybe he has his BKB completed now. It's coming in on the courier.
Okay. Now, do you make a smoke play now, or do you just force something?
I don't know.
All right, let's check smoke. No smoke on the Radiant side. Sorry, no smoke on the Dire side. Radiant just bought a smoke. And I think they're getting ready to smoke up.
Maybe reveals he has a BKB. Not like hiding it would have made that big of a difference, but
That should help.
daytime now.
Okay, they're gonna just walk into the pit. I mean, they do it pretty fast. IG needs to respond to this.
They just put a ward up now, but Storm Spirit has a gem. He can kill that.
They just back up. Too scary. And Roche loses
blame
about 25% of its health. The fact that IG has a shrine here is making it so much harder for LGD to play this, because if there's no shrine, like, LG could smoke up this ramp and maybe set up shop here and go for a fight, but it's just like having a tower around. It's so big.
Gotta smoke up.
And now IG can make the same smoke to the LGD shrine, or where the shrine used to be.
I'm surprised that LGD is feeling so confident going this far up the river.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Bat Rider is going to be the one that gets his smoke broken, and he gets duel. He just dies in 2 hits.
Astral!
Okay, it's going to be there, but he's pretty much going to die as soon as he pops out. Yeah, he does. Now Ame gets time-lapse, and he pops the Eclipse, burning the frontline, spins and blocks all of the beam damage. He's still losing HP very rapidly. Astral on the OD by himself. And meanwhile, look at XSS. He's just killing people, chopping the left and right. There's a buyback on the Bat Rider. He's in the fight. The hammers drop. LGD winning this fight by a landslide. I said this was not possible. You doubted me with time-lapse though. And the buyback, LGD wins it 5-1. Oh my lord. And now with Ame on the Luna, can they actually get a lane of racks? There's no buyback at all.
There are no buybacks.
What?
Who did Victoria time-lapse that fight?
I believe it was maybe. Or was it Luna? It doesn't matter, it's one of the 2 cores, and they... Oh, that's a Rex! And Roche, probably.
Well, it should be a Rex. Okay, there we go.
Yep.
Wow. I can't believe that went as well as it did. Part of the reason, though, came down to the fact that Legion Commander's almost entire BKB was spent staring into an astral imprisonment. She wanted to get that kill and just peace out, start dealing more damage, get some overwhelming odds going, but she was just stuck dueling nothing. And yes, Bat Rider did die as soon as he came out, but his job was to tank a duel and then waste as much time as possible. Amazing timing on that astral by OD. That, in my opinion, changed how the entire fight went. Because if this Legion was able to actually do damage, I think it would have been much more different.
I mean,
and then the fact that Storm Spirit got silenced as well, also big issue.
I wouldn't blame DLC. Like, look at how fast he took down Bat Rider's HP pool, right?
Oh yeah, no.
I thought he was
That's
just
the
gonna
play.
die there, right?
Yeah, that's the play.
But-
It's just amazing timing by the OD.
Yeah, OP with the OD. Or sorry, maybe. OP last game. Maybe this game. I thought this hero got nerfed or something, but damn.
That's what they tell me.
It's making all the plays. And probably gonna buy plate mail here and save buyback. And now LGD feeling super confident now. Aegis is on Ame. They still have the time lapse in reserve.
OP has a BKB that's on 9 seconds right now. Did he? He couldn't have used his BKB in that mid fight, did he?
Why not? I mean, it's so chaotic that I didn't really catch it, but
But how does he die then? If he's BKB'd, who kills him?
maybe he just ran out of mana towards the end of the fight.
Yeah, maybe.
BKB or
That's
not.
surprising. We got a high ground siege coming out. Solar Crest complete on the VS, put onto this Luna.
Yeah.
Duel is up.
Okay, Mantis out here by Ame, just casually sitting in the front line. He's got the Aegis. Time lapse though. Puts him back to full
Nice
HP.
Time lapse.
And that's what, tier 3 down? Some decent amount of damage. They'll just wait 20 seconds for time lapse. And rinse and repeat.
Yo, what's up with this backpacked Helm of the Dominator on Luna? You don't need Tranquil Boot. I mean, you don't need Power Treads.
Might need to run away. Alright.
He should swap them for his Manta Illusions and then swap the boots back. That way he has the aura.
Don't think he really needs the aura or anything, but I think he should dominate a truck or something though, no joke.
Yeah, if one spawns.
Okay.
Siege again. Time lapse again?
Yep. Time lapse. No! Something got
Duel!
duel on the back line. Was it OD? I'm not exactly sure. It looks like it was
Yeah,
the
it's
OD.
OD. He's
And OD
dead.
dies.
Omni slash
Bench dies.
ODS.
Bat Rider dies. Okay, Ame's on the front line trying to kill down XSS. It looks like he will go down to the bugs, but XSS trying to focus on the racks. Burning though, Burning bashing him, and looks like it will take him down. Victoria hangs around maybe to give him a little bit of assistance, and now Ame could die a second time. He's gonna focus down on the racks. He will need to get time lapse now, and Ame focusing on Boboka, but looks like he will finally get Burning down. And now the chase goes the other way. I am so surprised that IG has that kind of damage output. And Burning lifting his arms and chopping people down, but what do they get out of that? Absolutely nothing. They can't get an objective. They can't get some buybacks. Maybe they can force them out.
The fact that IG was able to burn down the Luna twice is exactly my concern with the original proposition that you had that does Weaver time-lapse ag really change the equation too much. The thing is that I guess now OD and Luna are both viable targets, but if one's not there, then it doesn't matter if Weaver time-lapse is the remaining carry right now. She's not going to be able to stand their own.
I think the big difference... Yeah. Oh, sorry. Continue your point.
Well, I mean, the thing is that they lost a ton of objectives regardless, so it's a little too late.
The big difference is that IG was able to output so much damage on multiple fronts of the team fight, where sure, you have time lapse to save one person, but then the other people died, right? So...
Right. VS had to use her swap to basically pull OD out of the duel to maybe stall out a little bit.
And then she died regardless, because...
Exactly.
Yeah, ain't great.
But that was like a perfect case scenario for IG, to be honest.
I mean, I would say in the previous team fight, that Astro making LC stand there for like 5 seconds, that was also a perfect case scenario for LGD. So...
True. So really all it comes down to like how initiation is, because I mean in that previous fight it was IG initiating, it was Legion Commander choosing her target.
Right.
This time she chose the OD, and I can see why.
Yeah. Alright, let's actually check out some of these level 25 talents, because we are rapidly approaching there. You take 20 agility on Juggernaut, right? I don't think Blade Fairy DPS is something you count on the late game.
No, probably not.
And you do have Manta, so your Legions will get benefit from that.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, you take the 20 Agi.
Alright, let's check out...
Especially against the Solar Crust, yeah.
Storm Spirit has some odd ones.
It's basically Ice Strike saying like, hey, you remember that ag that I added?
Yeah.
Well, if you get that, this will be even better.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, neither looks really good, right?
No, neither looks really good.
I guess a 10% spell amp is pretty decent if you're making a long jump, which can happen. So, and I guess it adds damage to all your overload hits. So maybe it's actually a lot.
Like, it's 10%, so you get 10 more damage per overload. That's not that much.
I mean, it also translates to you needing to spend less mana to focus on any particular target. Make sure Orc get hit a little bit harder, I guess. I mean, I'm guessing that's the one he takes. I don't think he's gonna add.
I think the real question is ag viable? Never mind. Is this fight viable? Ooh, dire team.
They're not smoked or anything. LC's gonna have vision. LC could choose to duel this.
You crazy for this one.
Oh, he gets a duel, but actually the Force Staff has been used, and it looks like can he actually get the kill in time? Yes, he gets the kill in time. No time lapse, like you mentioned. Omni Slash on the backline, chopping down supports. Burning gets one, does not get Weaver on the backline, but looks like there was a buyback from OD. Is he in the fight?
Get out.
They just get clean retreat. The Storm Spirit somehow dies throughout all of that. But I think they're okay with it, right? Storm Spirit has buyback. They want a team fight. They force the buyback on OD. If they somehow kill Maybe, again, they can just win this game, right?
They can, but Maybe did not use his BKB because he didn't get a chance. He was mid-duel, but that was like such smart usage of resources to silence the Weaver as soon as the duel went off.
Yeah. Well, Weaver is definitely having an impact one way or another, and that same trick will not work anymore because Lotus Orb on Victoria.
Yeah, and this is his Lotus Orb. This is not for anyone else. This is, please don't silence me. I will not like it if you do that.
What if he puts the Lotus on Maybe, so if he wins the duel, it gets double duel damage?
Yeah, no.
No? Okay.
That's not the play.
It is an option.
Maybe if he also got the 25 plus 40 dual damage talent indirectly.
I think talent only works on the hero.
Yeah, it's only for them.
Yeah.
Although Weaver has, Rubik has some like weird stuff going on with enemy talents.
Probably not intended.
But those are all bugs. Yeah, no.
Alright, checking out on Ame's level 25 talent. Plus 15 to all stats. Seems decent.
Oh, he took the plus 40 loosen beat damage. Okay. So Ag is kind of on the table, maybe. No, never mind. Looks like he's going for Satanic, and that's gonna be a 6 slot. Actually, that he's already like basically 6 slotted, but he's gonna drop the Lance.
I don't think he ever takes the cooldown on the loosen beams, right?
No, not. I mean, 2 second is pretty hilarious, and with a Scotty, you do have the mana to support it, but the cast animation is so long.
You can just attack and do way more damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, IG wants to fight this. They don't want to go down to the Raxus, but just Sing's in the woods. Do they want to fight this? I thought about it, but gives up on it. Ooh, the scan by Dire Side. Sees a couple of heroes coming in from the right. And just Sing is still hanging around here. Ame will be working towards a shrine, but here comes Burning. He's gonna just run in and Omni Slash?
No. This is really good positioning by LGD. Right now, IG has no idea where any of the heroes that can like swap out or time-lapse out their target will be. So you can't go in on that.
And without seeing where the Weaver is, to actually get a silence off, they just can't. Actually, even with the silence, the Lotus Orb will take care of it, so...
They don't know that yet, though.
I think they've seen the Weaver by now, right? Oh, Astro onto Burning! He could easily spin away.
Blade Fury.
Okay, but he gets lassoed!
Use it!
Defensive relocate. Okay, he's out. But now Boboka suddenly is in an awkward position.
And he didn't relocate him back to the fountain, so he can just tether back to
They have to fight this.
Oh man.
Okay, tether away. He's fine. He's fine. Everybody's fine.
Weaver's Lotus is down right now.
Okay, now they're gonna jump in. OP will now jump back. They bait out the BKB. Activated. Burning though, getting Scotty up.
Maybe can't in Astral because he's in Blade Fury. They all get out. That's a BKB charge down.
Small victories, but victory nonetheless. Meanwhile, LGD will just take a shrine. Oh my god, this game is tense.
This is like nail biting.
Alright, Burning going for a Mjolnir. Interesting. What is he gonna drop? I guess the Helm of the Dominator?
Yeah.
Is that really the best item at this stage of the game? Like, MKB against Butterfly is a thing, right? Why isn't he going for MKB?
That's true, actually. I don't know why he's not going for MKB. I guess part of the concept is, I believe Swarm Bugs give Mjolnir shield procs, but that's not...
Are we really counting on the Swarm Bugs?
Well, that and Glaive bounces from Luna.
I guess so.
Technically, there's a lot of right-click being able to proc the shield, but I still don't know if that's the best thing.
Yeah, I don't think you can convince me that's better than MKB against Butterfly. Alright, LGD.
They're not going to be able to challenge this Roche. This is going to be a free Roche.
Yeah, way too fast. Well, the last time the Roche dance happened, IG was, quite ahead, and then there was like the 6-for-0 fight. And the rest is kind of history. But the game is by no means over.
Ame actually opts for completing the pike, puts his boots in the backpack, and holds on to the cheese. Satanic is still on quick buy, but buyback is far more important.
Burning sold his helm for a BKB instead. Still has the thing on quick buy.
I'm okay with that. BKB has been... his Blade Fury is proving to be a great baiting tool right now.
Yeah.
The only thing is that with BKB, then Boboka can't relocate defensively.
That's true. But I guess if he's BKB, he generally doesn't need to relocate.
Yeah, he'll probably want to take whatever fight comes.
Actually, I think he, previously in that engagement, he's not spinning on purpose just so that the relocate becomes an option. Are they base racing?
Is about to turn into a base race?
Against a Luna? That can't be the game-branding move.
Stop going for Raxes. Just go for the tier 4.
Here comes the glyph here. They're base racing. But Luna does it way faster. I mean, LC's got some damage.
Are they?
Okay, it's happening right now here. Oh my god, it's actually gonna work here. BKB gets activated. Tier 4s are going down fast. Ame gets lifted up, but nobody's focusing on him. Meanwhile, they're dragging him away. Is anybody actually focusing on the throne? They lose Bubblegum. They lose Burning as well. IG goes for a Hail Mary, and they just get absolutely wrecked in their base. They bring down the throne to about 40% health. And they all have buyback, obviously. But they just gave away Mega Creeps.
No, they have 1 Rax remaining.
Oh shit. Okay. I can't believe it actually worked that well.
Legion Commander built a Deso.
Has 102 damage,
attack.
yeah. Press the attack,
Yeah.
and as well as overcharge from Tether.
Yeah, that's some push. I'm no expert.
They just
but
walked
that was
into the
some
base against Glyph. Like, on paper, that just seems like a terrible play, but damn, it worked.
The thing is that now LGD has to be extremely protective with this Ancient because IO is gonna be up, and IO can relocate. Oh, we got a Rapier on the Luna.
Ooh. Well, I see a win con now for IG.
I see a lot of win cons. I see a lot of lose cons.
Well, I think IG has already dipped over to the lose
Who
con.
has the advantage right now?
It has to be LGD for sure, right?
The net worth agrees with you. The experience also agrees with you.
I mean, I don't think those two values matter that much. It's more so,
No.
like, LGD just sits in their base, like they're doing right now, and waits for backdoor protection, waits for buyback. And then you just take that last set of Rex, right?
What is this Luna doing? Does she really think that they're gonna go for a relocate play right now?
I mean, they could.
I think that's...
You don't have backdoor protection.
You don't.
I think this is the right play. I actually think you just sit here for a while.
Wait, they do have backdoor protection. I see the shield.
Sorry, you don't have Glyph, is what I meant.
You don't. Oh, you don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they will hit through your backdoor protection, no joke.
Okay. Well, the fact that Luna isn't showing herself is all IG really needs to know that this is not a plan.
Right.
Now, are there any items that they can get to make a relocate more viable?
Divine.
Yeah.
I mean-
E-Blade?
I think another win condition that IG has for them is the level 25 talent on Legion. She's quite far away, but I mean, this game looks like it could be over any second, but it also could go on.
Wouldn't be bad. I want you to hear me on this.
Okay.
If Legion, she doesn't know that there's a Rapier out yet, but if they find out and Legion goes for an Ag
Perma
and a
duel.
Blade Mail.
Okay. Okay, Legion
Oh,
is
Jesus, top lane.
Legion. What's happening? Legion. They're relocating into the fight here, and they just okay. Ame just shreds people apart. They just what?
Well, so much for all that. GG. Space uncreated. Storm Spirit tried to get himself killed. Worked successfully. Luna has been around the block. That's the oldest trick in the book, feeding your Storm Spirit.
What
to
is
go for a
happening?
relocate onto the Ancient. And LGD...
And you were asking whether they're actually gonna go for the relocate play. Like for sure they were gonna go for it, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that we were watching North American Dota.
I didn't think. I'm just so confused. Like, did they have to make that play? Can they just
No.
sit around for a while?
They could have, but it made sense. You see a Storm Spirit dying, you imagine, oh, well, I guess the rest of the team is there. Let's go backdoor the Ancient. You gotta wake up early if you're gonna pull a fast one like that on old LGD.
And it was a synchronized strike, right? We had LC like shadow blading across the map. We had the relocate on the Juggernaut Inn, and I think Q has Sakuchi stolen, so he was just like moving across the map trying to get to the fight. But then the Rapier Luna is just like, oh, I just kill people in my base. I don't know.
Hell of
about
a
that one.
game.
Yeah.
hell of a game.
It was definitely a very awkward finish, but at least we get game 3. So game 3 is coming up next, guys, after a short break. A lot of confusion in this game, but hopefully